What's good, YouTube world? It's J Coffee tapping back in with another one. Y'all got a couple news topics to get off into, and we're gonna get it, man. Jump right into things. First up, this is crazy out there in Hollywood, man. It seems Justin Bieber was putting on some kind of Super Bowl or pre-Super Bowl performance. You know what I'm saying? The Super Bowl's in LA. It's lit. The Rams is in the Super Bowl. Everyone's feeling the vibes, turning the flock up, and you see the footage. Bieber put on his performance. Kodak Black was in attendance. You see he brought out the heavy jewels, went out, got a bite to eat, got a burger and all that. No onions. He said he don't pluck with onions. Yo, I'ma dead these items off my burger, you heard? And they say, what's the saying? Nothing bad or nothing good happens after 3 a.m. Well, is that the time frame they give, 3 a.m.? I don't know. Hit the comments and let me know your interpretation of all that. But 2:54 a.m. The restaurant / club, I believe. Anyone from out there from LA, from Hollywood, you can hit the comments and let me know your thoughts about this place. It looks like a nice atmosphere. It looks like a chill type place. The Nice Guy. Can y'all believe that? Imagine telling someone, yo, I got shot. Where were you at? Man, I was at the Nice Guy. Some not so nice guy shot me at the Nice Guy. But details are kind of scarce as far as an update as well of Kodak's condition, as he was not the only one shot. Reportedly, there was 3 people shot and a 4th person injured, because this was outside at 2:54 a.m. I guess a brawl ensued. People got to scrapping, and Kodak reportedly got involved in this altercation, and that's when the shots were fired. 10 shots. Once again, 3 people shot, a 4th person injured. And listen to the ages of the people shot. They're saying 9, 24, and 60. Like, what in the fuck was this 60-year-old guy doing there, man? I mean, hey, you want to stay forever young, I get it. Maybe he was staff or owner of the jump off, I don't know, but that's just wild. Like 19, 24, and 60? Huh? But man, I hope Kodak Black is okay, you know what I mean? Since getting that pardon and coming home, he put that other case he had away by taking that plea. Y'all know what I'm talking about, those wicked allegations. He pled it out. I don't know how people feel about that, as not a lot of info ever came out on that. Just that, Kodak was charged with some very disturbing, wicked things, but they pled it down to some kind of misdemeanor or something. He started donating a bunch of money to the feds. I think scholarships he was giving out to people. A federal agent that was killed, he donated a bunch of money for the agent's kid and everything, I think, to go to college. Like, Kodak been trying to turn over a new leaf, I guess. I don't know. But there you have it. He was shot. And bad publicity for Justin Bieber, huh? As I haven't seen anyone from Bieber's camp come out and speak about this. With the Biebs, they're always trying to keep his name clean or whatever, you know what I mean? Like back when he got knocked with that sipping on that scissor and all that, you know what I'm saying? They try to keep that out the press, but I don't know. That's all we really seem to have on this one for now. Hit the comments, let me know what you guys think. But I want to get off into this other topic, as that's how J Coffee Talk does it a lot. I touch on multiple things in a video, be pressed for time off, and you know what I'm saying? So let's get it in. What we're talking about here is a series of things. We're talking about Benzino, Eminem, Dave Mays, The Source Magazine, Hoffa, Vladtv, and what the deal is, y'all. As we know, Vladtv's run a very successful channel, successful platform. It's grown to epic proportions, and there's always been a lot of controversy surrounding Vlad. A lot of people feel he's a full-blown culture vulture. And if you recall, maybe a year ago or so, he misquoted the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And, originally people asked him to apologize, and it seemed like it was kind of blowing over. But then after that, we saw a lot of individuals like my son, Lord Jamar, some other individuals as well who flucked with DJ Vlad, coming out and saying, yo, Vlad, we're not rocking with you no more. But for the most part, it seems a lot of people still rock with Vlad, go to Vlad to get interviewed. He's brought on, what's his name, Sean Prez, and some other cats that work for him that are doing interviews as well. Whether you like Vlad or not, I believe that was a smart move by Vlad, you know what I mean, to have other people on staff doing interviews. And what we're talking about here now is Math Hoffa has done a series of videos over there on his channel with Vlad, and I want to know what you guys think, man. Do you guys think that, like, because a lot of what they were talking about, and these are, you know, like, tell us about before Vladtv, and, you know, he speaks about how he was into breakdancing, about his time as a DJ. He talks about an awful lot, you know, a lot to go over, but more or less what I want to know, if y'all have seen those videos. If you haven't, I highly recommend you go check them out, and make sure to come back here and join the discussion and let me know what you think. But what I'm trying to get at is, do you look at Vlad differently now? Do you look at Vlad like he's not trying to exploit hip hop, like he really has love for hip hop, or do you look at Vlad the same way? I truly would like to know in the comments. But and you know, for those who did see those series of videos he did with Math Hoffa, do you kind of look at Vlad different in a more favorable way now? I want to know. But peep it, this isn't new news, but based on you know, one of these videos that Vlad did with Math Hoffa, it kind of brought back up something, and I want to go back over it with y'all regarding the Source magazine and all that. And what's going on is Math had a guy chilling with them when they did these videos with Vlad. I believe they're in a barber shop, who used to work for the Source magazine. And he got to talking about the Eminem Benzino beef, which has been covered a million times. I've done content on it on my channel, but what I want to talk about specifically with this dude who, and I apologies that I don't have this individual's name, who was on Math Hoffa's platform. He was saying how he worked for the Source, and when that beef jumped off between Eminem and Benzino, yo, isn't it terrible what the Source is today? Like, I really, really hate seeing that. It's straight up buns nowadays. It's a joke, you know? But basically, dude says that where it all fell apart wasn't just through the beef and stuff like that. It was that Benzino, when he dissed Eminem, he spit some bars where he called himself the 5 mic giver, the Marshall Maggot Ripper.
Knowing that people had different backgrounds, and it was part of the music department. So in addition to that, we would have, like, whoever was writing the review would get a vote as well. But a lot of times, artists assumed that people who were writing the reviews were actually giving the mics out. So, I mean, I had an issue before I even worked at the Source, where I did a review on Mace's second album. And it got a really low rating, at least. I mean, 2.5 used to mean average. So even when Digga said, I'm not feeling my 3.5.
I was higher than, yeah.
Translation of a 3.5 was like,
good.
It was good, right? But if you got below a 3, that was considered, during my time at least, like, that's, you're telling me basically my shit is whack. Even though whack was really like 1 mic.
I'm gonna tell you when people started looking at the Source sideways, but it didn't come till later. But did did Benzino give himself 5 mics? I gonna say he gave himself 5 mics. Somebody gave Benzino 5 mics. I think that's what everybody, and you know, shouts out to Benzino because that is the homie. But I feel like that was the point when everybody started being like, oh, word. Yeah,
Listen, I don't remember him giving himself 5 mics. I think there was a big walkout before I got to the Source when the Made Men got like 4.5 mics, his group.
And peep it, y'all. When that happened, was that the beginning of the end of the Source, in your opinion? Did that fuck the whole game up? Did that show that Benzino was on some bull-ish, on some fuckery when it came to his rap career and his, you know, participation in hip-hop and trying to blow up? Did it show that he was willing to compromise and destroy the Source for his own personal gain. You know what I mean? Like, not even talking about Eminem versus Benzino or how you feel about them personally or their beef with each other. Strictly the fact that he was a part of this magazine, you know, that was once dubbed the Bible of hip hop, and he's taken his personal ish and crossing it into the source. You know what I'm saying? Like, it fucked up the credibility of it. And you heard in that clip that I played as well, people walked out. For some reason, I thought as well that Benzino gave himself or the Made Men a 5 mic review. I could have swore that was what happened, but apparently it was 4.5 mics. And no disrespect to the Made Men group or whatever, but like Benzino saying that, like he's the 5 mic giver. You know what I'm saying? And him and his crew getting a favorable reviews is just kind of wild, right? Like, it just kind of was like, yo, fuck this magazine that's been built and is held in a high regard. And, you know, everyone around, not just fans, rappers, all check to see who got how many mics or whatever. And, you know, it doesn't mean anything anymore because people are manipulating it for themselves. You know what I mean? If you go back and really dig into the story of the source and its downfall, there's a lot of talk that, you know, when Benzino, because he wasn't always involved in it, but when he was, that, you know, his entourage, his friends and stuff like that, people that he flucked with, you know, were coming around causing ruckus at the offices and more or less trying to bully-ish. You know what I'm saying? So, looking back, do you think it was that moment when he dubbed himself the 5 mic giver that just everything was never the same at that point? Jump in the comments and let me know what you think. But for real talk, I actually want to do more videos about this. This is a shame, seriously, that the source went out like this. Like, really, for real. The source is trash nowadays. You know, I like to see dope things live on. And in the end, you know, that's not what happened with the source. Dave Mays is starting a new network and everything. Something I want to speak about on some videos as well. And it was kind of wild too, as we're talking about, they're having these conversations with Vlad. Once again, tap in and comment and let me know if you look at Vlad differently, what you thought of these discussions that he had with Hoffa. Like, this was entertaining content, in my opinion. But Vlad talked about, you know, how one day he's not going to be doing interviews anymore. One day he's going to pass away. He wants Vladtv to live on, and he's been bringing other cats into the fold. You know, for instance, as he talked about with Benzino, he at one point told Benzino, yo, I don't want to do another interview with you about Eminem. This is beating a dead horse a million times over. And Benzino got mad, called him a culture vulture, etc. They're good now, but he had another guy on staff to interview Benzino. So, you know what I'm saying? Just kind of taking this all in and reflecting on it. It just, every time, you know, the source gets brought up and we look at the way this all went down, like, Benzino kind of killed it all, right? You know, some people could say he was a narcissist. He was worried about, you know, an egomaniac, that short man, Napoleon complex. As y'all know, Benzino is 5'3". You heard Muggsy Bogues status. He was trying to be the Muggsy Bogues of the hip hop world. So you could look at it that way, that he wanted to get on. He wanted to blow up. You know what I'm saying? He didn't want to silently own the source. He wanted people to know he owned the source and for him to be a big individual and have fame in the hip hop world. Or some people could just look at it and say, yo, it was some gangster-ish. Benzino was on, he was just doing what he wanted. I don't know. So that concludes this one, y'all. Hit the comments on all these topics. I thank y'all for tuning in. New viewers, make sure to subscribe. Hit that notification bell. It's J Coffee. Daily content dropping, music, news, sports, and more. And I'm gone, y'all. Peace.